Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, but if you are new here, my name is Katie and I do a ton of DIYs and lifestyle videos and some recipe videos like today. So if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Now today I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite slow cooker recipes for fall, but it's not dinners, it's not meals, it's actually desserts and a drink. So a lot of people obviously use their slow cooker in the fall to make like soups and dinners and things like that, but not everyone thinks to use it to make desserts. So I'm going to show you some classic fall recipes that you can actually throw into your slow cooker, and it's amazing because you just put everything in, you forget about it for a few hours, and then you come back and you have a really nice, warm, cozy treat for fall. So let's go ahead and get started. Baked apples stuffed with amazing ingredients is one of my favorite fall treats, but you don't have to bake them, you can also make them in the slow cooker. To do this, you will need some apples, of course. My slow cooker fits about 5 or 6 apples, and what you need to do is core them. So I don't have a fancy core, I just have this rounded knife, and it works pretty well for just coring out the apple. So I'm just making a large circle here around the stem, and then I'm popping that out, and then I just go ahead with a spoon and scrape out the rest of the inside. So you want to get just the seeds and any little hard parts that you don't want to be eating. And you don't want to go all the way through to the bottom to make a hole in the bottom. You want to leave a little bit of space just because you don't want the filling to fall out. Once you've done that, you can just peel off about a ½ inch of the skin. This will prevent it from sort of splitting open when it starts to heat up. Now it's time to start making our filling. So you're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter, some chocolate chips. I'm using maybe about ¼ cup, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, and 1/4 cup of old-fashioned oats. You'll also need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix all of these ingredients together until they are very well blended. Now the oats and the chocolate chips are optional ingredients. You can definitely go classic and just do the brown sugar cinnamon mixture, but I wanted to add a little bit of texture and I love chocolate, so of course I had to add some chocolate chips. Just fill up each of your apples with the filling once it's completely combined, and I like to fill it until it reaches the top of the apple, not overflowing too much, and you can pack in as much as you can get inside the apple. Next, add them to your crock pot. Like I said, mine fits about 5 or 6 apples without being too crowded. And then the last step is just to add in ½ cup of apple cider. That's going to add a really nice flavor to the apples, make them nice and juicy, and prevent them from burning on the bottom. Add the lid onto your slow cooker and set it on high for about 2 to 3 hours. I would say 3 hours is probably perfect. Once they're done, you can definitely serve them as is, or you can be like me and add a big scoop of vanilla ice cream and some chocolate sauce, and serve it warm for sure, and they are just so good. Something that I know fall lovers really enjoy is pumpkin spice lattes, and you might not know that you can make a huge batch at home in your slow cooker. To do this, add 3 cups of strong brewed coffee to your slow cooker, as well as 3 cups of milk, any type of milk that you like to drink. In a separate mixing bowl, combine 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of vanilla. You'll also need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Whip these ingredients together until they are well combined. If you don't have a mixer, you can also just use a hand whisk. Just make sure that everything is nice and combined and the sugar is dissolved. Pour this into your slow cooker and then give it a little stir, and then as an extra touch I like to add a couple of cinnamon sticks right into the slow cooker. Set this on high for 2 hours and then it is ready to serve. Now you can serve it as is, or you can also add some whipped cream, which is again what I chose to do, and I also like to add a little dash of pumpkin spice, and it tastes just like the real thing. Last up, we have the epitome of fall dishes, which is apple crisp. Peel and slice 8 apples and add them into your slow cooker. You'll also need to add ½ cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Give these all a really good stir until everything is kind of soaked into the apples, and it will look a little something like this. Next, it's time to make our topping. So you'll need 1 cup of oats, 3/4 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then 1 stick of butter that you've cut up into cubes. Now take your hand and just sort of crumble all of this together, and the butter will start to soften and make a really nice crumbly topping. Now once that's completed, you can just add it onto the top of your apples and spread it around into an even layer. And the trick here is to add a paper towel on top of your slow cooker before putting the lid back on. This is going to collect all the moisture and not let it sink down into your crispy topping. Now again, you're going to set this on high for 2 to 3 hours, and when it's all set, it's ready to serve up with a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing my twist on some classic fall recipes. If you did like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know that you did. And don't forget to subscribe down below if you enjoy the types of videos that I make. And I will see you guys next week for a brand new video. Bye!